Hello and welcome back to the Intersint podcast. I'm Kenise.
Hold on.
Damn it.
I didn't know we were starting. You're very loud. Did you mess up the volume?
I didn't do anything.
Oh.
I don't know what else I could do.
No, it's just when you started, it was like really loud. It sounds fine now.
Hello and welcome back to the Intersint podcast. I'm Kenise.
And I'm Mike.
So I know we ended last episode on pouring one out for our boys.
Oh, I honestly completely forgot about that already. We lost the Shiba Inu.
We did. And today I have another death to report.
What?
The Igo Meow Cat died.
What?
Yeah.
We just discovered the Igo Meow Cat.
I know. Apparently she was old.
Oh.
And when they got her, they didn't realize what her true age was. So they've been treating her like, say, like a 5-year-old cat as opposed to like a 14-year-old cat.
Oh.
But I'm like, no. We're supposed to have her for a long time.
Instead of ending a show on a sad note, we're just going right in on let's just start this on a sad note.
We're going to get this out of the way because I want this to be a good episode.
That sucks.
Yeah. But I was talking about it with people at work and everybody just goes, fuck you, Kenise, damn it. Why do you have to go ruin our day?
Just bring everyone down.
That's my job.
Now that makes this song so much more sad.
I know. Whenever I hear it now, it's just like, oh, this cat doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
But then we started digging into old classic YouTube stuff, like Lawyer Cat.
Oh yeah, the best meme I think to ever come into the internet.
Oh yeah, the absolute best meme. I'm in this group chat at work, and we all just started digging into old YouTube of memes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that lasted for the rest of the day, all because I said the cat died.
It's so crazy how much those videos have evolved.
Yeah.
We've had what Charlie Bit My Finger, and even that's not old internet. That's still relatively newer internet.
In a sense, yeah, but time-wise, internet time-wise, that's prehistoric at this point.
Yeah, I just sent you the other day a Shrifty5.
Yeah.
And that's old internet videos there.
And then I think that it escalated to different videos. Because I remember talking to this other group chat I'm in. We're talking about who's your favorite rapper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And people were like, Kanye West, as a joke. So I put in the Scoop De Whoop song. And I was like, this is the best rap in the world. 100%. All efforts given.
When we worked together, I remember one of our other employees who worked with us, he was bringing up Kanye, and he's like, you gotta check out the newest album. And that was the song I brought up, and I was just staring at him like, are you kidding me right now? This is on an album that people paid for.
People like this shit.
Oh man, what is considered good rap? Because I've wondered this too. What is a good rapper?
I don't know. I think more of the content of the lyrics.
I guess, yeah.
Because nowadays you just see mumble rap.
Which I think they those mumble rappers, they follow the same patterns. And that's all they do. And you hear that for 2 minutes.
In a sense, yeah.
So I think, yeah, ones that can break up their flows and it's all different and you don't know where it's going.
Mm-hmm. But Eminem came back and he released something 2 days ago. But I remember seeing he's gonna try to kill off his alter ego.
What was his alter ego?
Slim Shady.
I thought he did that long ago.
I don't know. I just read about it a week ago, saying he's planning on doing that for his next release.
Oh, weird. Because I remember in his older stuff how he always had a more comical, higher pitched voice in his rapping, and then nowadays in his recordings he did away with that. And I think he said he's done doing those skitty voice stuff.
I know he is, or he's trying to phase that out.
Right.
But should look it up and see if he already has, or if it's gonna happen. Let's do that now.
Well, while you're doing that, we made some comments a few episodes back. I can't remember how far back now at this point, but about the whole Kendrick and Drake thing and how we both don't like either of them. But since then, apparently my phone picked up and heard that. And so one of my YouTube shorts was a Kendrick, like a vocal analysis or a lyric analysis.
Okay.
And I sent you this video too.
You did.
And after like hearing this breakdown of his lyrics and like all the different connections and all the different like this means this, but then you got to do it like this, then that's why this line he says this because he's referring to this. After all that, I'm like, okay, this man has skill with a pen. He can write his lyrics and he's very good at it. I think because I also, oddly enough, we talked about rap at work and Kendrick was brought up. And someone brought up a good point that I never thought about before is that his newer thing that he does where he's doing that high-pitched nasally voice is bad. I personally don't like it at all. But then listening back to his older stuff where it's a lower voice and it's like more his natural voice, like I could get into this stuff. Why did you go to the high-pitched nasally stuff?
Yeah. Okay, so I found some stuff here. So his next release, next album is called The Death of Slim Shady.
Oh, okay.
And so earlier last month, he did release a obituary for Slim Shady, which I love. That's amazing.
That's great. How many people saw that and thought he actually like died or something?
I didn't even see it, honestly. Like in all my socials, I never saw anything that said anything remotely close to that.
That's where that's not good marketing then.
But I did listen to his newest release, and I kind of like it.
I mean, I don't think he's ever put out anything bad.
No, actually, now that I think about it.
Some people say like, oh, this one album was terrible. But honestly, I think everything I've ever heard from him, obviously he switches up his style from time to time, but it's not terrible.
Yeah. But speaking of internet lore, I guess.
Lore?
there's internet lore. There is a new video we can put into that vault, I guess you could say.
What vault?
I'm trying to like be good with my words here.
Words too good.
Oh, I say a lot word, what a few word do trick. No, but like 2 days ago, I don't know if you saw this, but some dude in Michigan was like due in court for a suspended license.
Oh, is this the license thing? Oh man, yeah. Go ahead, tell this story.
He was due in court for a suspended license.
Yep.
The judges show up. This was supposed to be a Zoom meeting. The judges are there, and this guy logs into the Zoom link, driving his car. And needless to say, the judges like were shocked to see like him logging in to this court hearing with his seatbelt on and him driving. And he's like, I'm late for something or something like that. He's like, actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, so give me 1 second. I'm parking right now. I'm like, how stupid do you have to be?
I mean, at that point, I just feel like you just don't care.
I guess.
That's hilarious.
But let me see. I'm trying to see like what the end result was. Okay, so I guess one of the judges were like, I don't know why he would even do that. The defendant's bond is revoked. The defendant is to turn himself in. By 6 p.m. today, failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond. But he was released from custody and he has to go back to court again. And I'm like, he has the opportunity to do the most hilarious thing ever.
Oh, what's that?
Do the whole court hearing thing driving.
Oh, yeah.
If he does that, I'm going to die laughing.
Oh, yeah. Imagine like being like a suspect for a bank robbery or something, and then you're like in a court hearing through a Zoom call as you're putting on the ski mask and walking into a building. Like that's the equivalent of what you're doing right there.
Pretty much.
Wow. That's just, what do they call it? Like the Darwin Awards? Like you're just doing something very clearly stupid that anyone with a sense of logic could tell you that not to do that.
Natural selection.
Pretty much. Like how much do you have to just knock her? Like you could have easily pulled over, gotten out of your car, and been on the side of the road, like sitting on a bench to get into the call. And then when you're done, get back into your car and then leave.
I mean, you kind of know, like, when this hearing is.
Exactly.
Why would you schedule a doctor's appointment at the same time? Doctor's appointment in quotes, obviously. Who knows what he was doing?
Imagine this guy in the doctor's office, like, sitting on the table, and he's, like, has his phone out, and he's, like, recording himself, like, in the meeting.
Oh, man.
just having two conversations at the same time. Like, oh, I hear you, Doc. I'm in court right now, so we're kind of doing both things at the same time. I see this as a guy who wants to multitask.
I see this as stupidity. That reminds me of that one meme of like that one Judge Judy clip.
Which one?
Of like, I think it was this one girl was like, yeah, these two guys just like broke into my car and stole like $100 in there. There's my credit cards and whatever. And the guy goes, and ma'am, there was no money in there. I'm like, why would you implicate yourself, you dumbass?
Hey, criminals aren't smart.
That is true. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in court.
Yeah, the ones who are smart never get caught. So that's crazy though, with that cat just now coming to fame, dying, and then...
Yeah, because I think it was like, what, 2 weeks ago where that sound blew up?
Was it? Honestly, time doesn't exist anymore. It could have been like 2 months ago.
It could have been, honestly. Between 2 months and now, I feel like. It's pretty recent.
It was very recent though, yeah. Like, so for that to like, this song blew up and then, oh, the cat's dead. Cool, I guess, thank you.
Oh.
Absolutely insane. So I was driving home from work the other day.
Okay.
And we always talk about how bad drivers are here.
We have a whole episode dedicated to it. Yes.
Yes. There was a lady on the bridge. You know what bridge I usually take to get home.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting into the on-ramp to get onto the bridge to make it to the transfer where I needed to go.
Okay.
Her car was turned in a 180 degrees up on the side concrete wall with like her front tires up over the top of the wall, the barricade.
Over barricade, basically.
Well, the majority of her car was on the road.
Okay, I can picture it.
It was leaned up against the barricade in a 180, so facing opposite the traffic. So cars going forward.
Right. Thank you.
Spin that car around, so now it's facing traffic.
So perpendicular.
What? No.
To the bridge.
No.
On the bridge.
No.
What? Okay.
Cars are going in one direction.
Right.
Take that car and spin it around, so now it's going the opposite way of the other cars.
Oh. Okay.
And now tilt it and put it up on the barricade.
Weird.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. Thank you. Those are the questions. I truly don't understand. Like,
did you look it up?
I didn't know.
I want to look it up.
It's one of those, I don't care. It's like,
I do.
It makes me wonder, like, is that even enough to be an article at that point? It's like, someone was stupid behind their car. Go figure. It's the craziest thing. Like, what led to you getting your car stuck like that?
That reminds me of a lady in the mall. And in between medians, they have, like, landscape. So, like, trees and bushes and whatnot. They have rocks.
Mm-hmm.
This one lady was trying to make a left turn, severely underestimated how much of a degree she had to turn, and just, like, ran over the rock. Like, she thought she could still get over it. Like, this is a giant boulder, mind you.
What kind of car was she in?
It was like a little sedan. Like a Honda or something, like a Toyota.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And apparently, like, I guess she was at a 45-degree angle. And I'm like, you do realize you're not getting out of this safely at all.
No, not one of it.
Stop moving. Like, we went out to lunch at work, and we saw this, and my entire group just started looking at each other, and we're just like, we kind of want to just stay here. Like, fuck work. We want to see the end result of this.
Yeah.
So we got to our car, because we had to obviously go back to work, and we were just, like, driving really, really slowly just to see what would happen. And, like, the girl who was driving us, she was like, can you look and see if she's still there? I'm like, yep. There are people stopping now.
And I imagine, like, if you're a cop going up to that, your first question is how?
Exactly.
What did you do here?
Exactly. I want to see the surveillance footage outside that one restaurant we were at.
Yes. Oh, yeah. There's so many times, like, even in Pittsburgh, when I lived over there, during wintertime, it wasn't even a bad wintertime, just a little bit of snow on the road. There was an Escalade up on its roof on the side of the road. And you would think, oh, maybe it hit the barricade. There were no barricades. Maybe it went up a hill. There was no hill. Maybe it hit a tree and flipped over. There was no tree. It was a flat road. How did you end up on your roof? Like, the amount of questions I've had for this, I wanted to pull over and just ask the person, how did you get in this situation?
Let me get inside your thought process, please.
And it wasn't even like they were on the road upside down. They were perfectly like as if they pulled over to the side of the road, picked up their car, and put it on the roof. That's what it looked like.
That's hilarious.
Situations you see like that, and you can't even come up with a solution to how they did that.
Yeah, I just don't know anymore.
There's a thing in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Also, it was like where I kind of grew up.
Okay.
And there's a whole subreddit on this too. Well, there used to be of people getting stuck on the boulder in this town. And I've seen the boulder so many times. I've been to the area. I've seen the giant boulder.
I've seen the boulder.
And it's not in anyone's way. It's in the grass. And like, it became so much of a problem that people were getting stuck on this boulder all the time that they had to take out the rock. It's like, how?
There's too much going on here. We need to end it.
Yeah. We can't keep sending people over here to fix, like, get the cars. We're just taking out the rock. I don't understand it.
I don't know.
Like, if I was ever in that situation, I'm just like walking off to the sidewalk and hiding my face. I can't even be shown to people.
Oh yeah, that kind of like was with me in my accident because I was driving really late at night and I got like sideswiped.
Yeah,
and I was like very embarrassed because I was alone. Basically, the car drove blah. Every single fucking episode. Jeez. One day I will make it through without messing up.
Your brain just gets stuck on a loop and you don't know how to get through the word.
But I was alone there just because like this was at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I was hit against a barrier and I was just very embarrassed because I was like, this kind of looks like I just drove myself off the road.
Into the barrier.
Into the barrier, pretty much. And this one guy comes up, slows down, and he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he drives off. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for the police. I'm like, "Please don't look at me. This is highly embarrassing enough as it is."
Yeah.
Please just keep moving.
I've always wondered that, like, you know how when you're driving, there's like a barricade on both sides of you?
Yeah.
It's like a single lane.
Mm.
I've always thought about, like, if I, like, for some reason go into one of the other barricades, like, and skid my car across it and stuff, like, I don't know if I could. I'd just pull off at the next exit because I clearly shouldn't be driving.
I mean, barricades still scare me to this day now.
Oh, I bet. That's one of those things that it's going to take a long time before you ever get used to driving it like that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's one time I had a stupid human moment, and I think I told you about this. I went to go get gas once, and I put the gas spout in, and I'm like squeezing the thing, and nothing's happening. I'm like, oh, maybe the pump's broken.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I keep squeezing, but like I can see gas coming out, but it wasn't working. So I'm like, okay, I guess I picked a broken one. I need to go to another one. And I kept trying. Didn't realize that I forgot to even push the button to start the gas of which one I wanted. So I'm sitting there like fighting with the spout and trying to make it work.
Work, bitch.
People are probably watching me. And I'm so frustrated, so mad. And I go back and I see the little light blinking on the number of which gas do you want. Damn it. All I had to do was just push a button.
I'm so stupid.
I honestly wanted to drive away. I'm like, aww. I'm going to go get gas somewhere else.
Aw. Was this recent?
Within this year. So yes, pretty recently. I remember, have you ever zoned out while getting gas?
Not really, no.
Oh, I did another time when I was pumping gas. For some reason, I walked over to where it counts and gives you the dollar amount and whatnot. I was just leaning against my car watching that. And I zoned out staring at the numbers. And I realized that I was probably doing it for a while now. And people are probably wondering why I'm so intently staring at these numbers. Because my gas pump is on the other side of the car. So if I want to stop it at a certain number, I'm not getting to it anytime soon.
Right.
And there's so many times I just zone out staring at something. I'm like, whoa, was I staring at someone? My eyes shut down and I don't remember anything that I saw.
I mean, that happens to me when I'm driving. I'll just zone out and I'll be surprised I've even made it alive once I park.
I wonder if that's a common thing. If that's happened to anyone, put that in the comments because I've had that same experience.
I think this might be a collective experience.
Probably is like, where was I even paying attention? Did I hit someone? Did I stay on the road? How am I here right now?
That kind of reminds me of the one time I think I ran a stop sign. And then I just spent the entire drive home thinking, did I even run that stop sign? Was there a stop sign there? And it just like ate at me. To the point, at least I was like, okay, I need to let this go because it already happened. I'm just glad I'm alive.
Yep. I mean, you've been with me whenever I treated stoplights like stop signs.
Yeah, you made a left turn. So if there was a car, it hit me. Thanks. Let's just sacrifice her now.
I don't know why, but in my head, I'm just thinking like, oh, it's red. It's a stop sign. So I stop, look both ways. No one's coming, and I just go. And then you're like, what are you doing?
Are you okay?
I honestly didn't even know until like you had to explain to me what I did. But with all the things of like being stupid drivers, we at least have never gotten our car stuck onto an object.
Yes, that is true.
We just run red lights.
We did the more dangerous stuff.
Yes.
So I saw this the other day, and I think I found it on, I want to say either Reddit or Twitter. But so a Catholic priest was charged with battery for biting a woman.
Yes, I saw this. The best part is just because she wanted a cookie.
He bit her during communion. She was like in the interview, and she was like, he bit me because he wouldn't give me the cookie.
Yeah, I saw this. It was like, it all started of like she wanted the cookie and he tried to forcefully put it in her mouth and she said no.
Oh, okay.
And then so she tried to reach out and grab it so she could put it in her mouth because she didn't feel comfortable with her hands shoving food into her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what happened after that. Is like she went to go get another cookie, I think.
Like reach into a box of them, and then that's when the priest bit her. Because apparently, I guess she thought she could just take a handful. I don't know how this works, by the way. I'm not Catholic.
I think you just take one.
Do you just take one, or do you have to have them feed it to you?
I don't know. I'm not Catholic either. So I remember, so I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
And I remember the one time being in a church and I really wanted a cookie as well.
Are they cookies though?
I don't know. But I was like waiting in line to go up and get it.
Mm.
And then like the priest was just like, oh yeah, we're done. And then I didn't get one and I had to walk back to my seat without my cookie or whatever it was. I think it's like a cracker, like a saltine almost.
Oh, okay. Cookie.
How, I mean, this woman is us.
Pretty much.
You're not getting in my way with my cookie. I'm getting my cookie.
This is my cookie and I will grab it myself. But apparently, like on his side, like he was like, yeah, she didn't understand the whole process of it. She just reached for the entire box and she didn't confess before grabbing for cookies. Which I guess from reading that, you have to confess before getting communion.
I confess I'm about to take a handful of cookies.
Sorry, God. It's funny that he just blatantly admitted that he bit her.
Oh, yeah. I think there's video, too.
Like, unapologetically, he bit her.
That's just biting people in the name of God.
We should all strive to be this man.
Is there any type of cookie that would, like, you wouldn't fight for in this situation?
That I wouldn't fight for?
Yeah.
Or that I would fight for?
Wouldn't. Because you would fight for most cookies.
I would fight for the majority of snacks. You know me by now. I love my snacks.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Like, for me, I'm thinking, like, oatmeal raisin is, like...
I was thinking that, too. But I've kind of grown to like oatmeal raisin.
Oh, me too. But I'm just saying, like, they're kind of lower on the list, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or maybe just, like, a plain sugar cookie. I think that'd be the lowest.
That, too. Or those, like, frosted cookies that you get from the Safeway or, like, any grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
With the sprinkles on it. That tastes like nothing.
Tastes like nothing. It's just mush that is in your mouth.
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah. That if it was that other cookie, I'm just like, you know what? It's not worth it.
Nah, take it.
You're putting like a chocolate chip cookie out there, or like a macadamia nut cookie.
Ooh.
I will punch the priest to get that cookie.
Oh yeah.
This is snack time. Do not deny me.
Or those like chocolate crinkle cookies
Chocolate crinkle cookies.
with the powdered sugar on top. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. Those things.
I literally just pulled that up too. I don't think I've ever tried these.
So whenever there's like the end of Ramadan, there's Eid. That's when like you get all the sweets and everything because you're supposed to like wish everybody like happiness and whatnot, and you're supposed to like celebrate with something sweet. And so the organizers would leave cookies like that at the table for people to grab. And I used to grab 4 or 5. Don't judge me.
Oh, you didn't even have to tell me that. I knew.
That's so mean. But those things are the best things ever, and I want to learn how to make them.
I've never heard. This makes me wonder, like, what other cookies am I not aware of?
Ooh.
What is out there that we just haven't discovered? Like, we personally, like, other cultures of cookies and stuff.
Ooh, like the Mexican wedding cookies.
I don't even know what those are.
Like, I've seen packs of them.
I'm looking it up now. Oh, those look so good. Oh, wait. No. I have tried these.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I feel like I can taste this picture. And I never knew what they were called.
Oh, okay.
Like, have you ever had that where you just have a food and you have no clue what it is, but it just shows up a lot, so you eat it, and you're just like, I don't know what this item is called, but I'm going to have it.
I want to say yes, but I don't know, or I can't, like, pinpoint a specific moment.
Like, for me, my family during, I want to say Thanksgiving, maybe.
Okay.
They used to make these fried bread or fried dough stuff, and it was either plain or it had olives in it.
Oh, okay.
And you got to pick which one you want. Still to this day, I don't know what it's called. I just always refer to it as the fried bread, but there was an actual name for it.
I know Native Americans have fried bread,
Oh, okay.
but the ones with, like, cinnamon and sugar on it is chef's kiss.
Yes. Anything that can make fried bread, fried carbs better is just sugar on top. I am trying to find the name of this now. I'll look into it later. Maybe I'll just try to reach out to a relative if I can.
Okay.
What is the name of this bread we always had? Because when we made this bread, I never stopped eating.
Oh.
It was once one was gone, I was eating the next bread. It was the most delicious thing in the world.
See, we used to have this as a kid.
Ooh, that does look very good.
And this is basically what you're talking about, a fried bread with like a Indian dessert and chickpeas. And
This doesn't look like the same as what I'm talking about.
This doesn't look the same?
No, but this looks delicious.
Oh, it's amazing. And in San Francisco, they used to have so many places that would offer this on like weekends for brunch.
Right.
And since moving here, I have yet to find a place that does this.
If you do, let me know. I want to be in on this.
Oh, of course.
There's nothing better than just fried bread in general.
Oh, yes.
Like I told you, I think before, I don't think I talked about it on here, of the first time I ever went to an Indian restaurant.
Okay.
Didn't really know what I was getting into or what anything was. The one thing I did know was naan, because I've heard about it in movies and stuff. So, okay, naan.
I know that is bread.
But I still didn't know what naan was. I just knew it was something that people always talked about with Indian food. So I got some naan, ripped off a piece, and dipped it into some, I think it was like butter chicken sauce. I still didn't even know what that was. So I'm like, I'll just dip it in this weird red sauce. And then I realized that naan was bread. And like, oh my God. I just like devoured it from that point on.
I could picture like your eyes like widening.
Oh yeah. And then I was like, that's when I started to get into like the chicken and the actual curry itself. Oh, it was so good.
Aw.
That's why it makes me wonder, like, all these things that we don't know about.
Yeah, with different cuisines.
Mm-hmm. Like, for me, there's these YouTube shorts that pop up rarely. It's been a while since I've seen one.
Okay.
But it's these people trying fruits from other countries.
Ooh.
And, like, it's these very bizarre looking fruits that I've never heard of. And, like, this is a fruit that is just in our world that we have always had.
And this exists?
And it just makes me like, how much more are we missing out on that we just don't know about?
Oh, yeah.
Like there's this one fruit, I could be getting this wrong, but I think it kind of looks like a corn on the cob in a way. And if you eat it when it's too ripe, it burns your esophagus literally, like acid burn your esophagus.
Mhm.
But when you eat it at the right time, people have said it tastes like a pineapple mixed with a mango.
Would it be like a jackfruit?
No.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know because I don't know what those look like. It's not a jackfruit. No. I mean, this thing looks gross.
Oh, those things.
Yeah. I know the jackfruit's used for like vegan stuff.
Right.
But who looks at this and is like, that looks good?
Yeah, really.
Have you ever seen like cocoa beans before it becomes chocolate?
Mm-hmm. They're like those fat green things.
The best way, like, it looks like what Timon and Pumbaa eat whenever Simba meets them.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The like giant worm.
Yeah.
That's what every time I see the cocoa bean, I'm like, this is just that bug that they pick up and they see on the stump and they pick it up and slurp it down. But yeah, it just makes me want to just your face whenever that picture showed up.
It reminds me of one thing that I forget what it is, but I hated looking at as a kid.
Oh, just like as that picture came in and like the pure disgust on your face looking at it.
They look like teeth.
But like who looks at that and is like, that can be chocolate one day, you know?
Yeah.
The craziest stuff. Like, I would love time travel to just go back and like, how did these things become invented?
Exactly.
Because there's so much stuff that you can kind of put your like pieces together, like with the Japanese and how like almost everything is rice. So you mash rice and then you get your mochi dough and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. But something like this where there's like a million processes and then you get the end product, crazy.
Like, how would you think, like, even with coffee beans, like, to roast them?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, and even tea, like who thought to take tea, put it in hot water and then drink that? There's so much about the stuff we take for granted nowadays. It's just like,
Right.
someone at some point had to discover and invent this.
Exactly.
Like if the world like ended and we had to like start over and you're like, oh, let's make a washing machine to clean our clothes. I wouldn't tell you how to start that process.
Exactly right.
It's just like we're just doing this by hand for the rest of our lives now because I wouldn't be able to make that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like my old job back in Pittsburgh. I used to like work on train stuff, like the machines that move the tracks back and forth to tell the train which direction to go.
Okay.
Those machines were built back in like the 50s or 40s or something. And it's like, no, actually more. That's like the 1800s or something. And these were like hand-drawn, designed shits that just worked. And even hundreds of years later, still working. And like,
Oh.
people are smart.
Speaking of smart, this is going to go in a complete opposite direction of what we have been talking about.
Oh, no.
So, we all heard about the Titan submersible. An Ohio man wants to recreate that whole ordeal. Not ordeal, but like the journey to go down there and prove that it's safe for a submersible of that size, of that caliber, to go down there and come back up without imploding.
You could have just stopped at Ohio, man. That's honestly. Like, imagine seeing the article. It's like, Florida man is like, all right, we just stop. We already know.
we all know what's the end result here.
And doesn't he want to? Yeah, he wants to call this Triton. It's like, it's too close to the original one.
So Triton is already a company, and this submersible is already created.
Oh, okay.
It costs $20 million.
Oh.
And he was like, I want to make sure that this is done the right way.
So he's actually like doing like safety stuff on it.
I guess, yeah. Like on their website, it like shows different submersibles and their capabilities, and they have like specs on it. This one's rated to go down 4,000 feet deep.
Okay. And how deep is the?
I want to say the Titanic is 3,800. And so I just want to see. I will be having popcorn the day that this guy is like, okay, today's launch day, we're going. And I will call out from work and I'm going to watch this thing like a movie. I want to see how this turns out.
I think the world is going to be like, clearly already though, it sounds like he's doing better. Like his sub costs 20 million.
This has to be the event of the decade, of the century.
Meanwhile, the other guys cost like 100,000, if that. So
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the other guy just went to a scrapyard and found the pieces he needed to make the things. It sounds like this is more legit.
With a $2 controller.
Just how can we stop with the Titanic?
I mean, I guess not, because the Titanic experience is coming to Seattle.
What does that even mean?
So basically, it's like a museum.
Oh, okay.
And it's more like interactive than a regular Titanic historical like museum.
I thought you meant like this was gonna go like, oh, Ocean Gate rebranded to something new.
And this is all open, anyone can join. Which is funny because the Titan was originated here in Everett, Washington.
Mm-hmm. Out of all places, why would you have it there?
The second I heard that, I was like, this tracks, considering what the city is.
Yeah, and like the craziest thing was this guy says, I feel like the whole Titan thing wasn't a setback into our field. I feel like it helped our field. I'm like, are you crazy? No one's going to want to go down under the water again.
Exactly. Like, you could have picked anywhere. You could have picked Bellevue, and that would have made more sense if you wanted to be safe.
I feel like, I don't know. First of all, if you're going to be doing one of these like personal trips down, you and I are not on that list of people. Like, it's very clearly you have to be at this market value of a person to make it down there.
You're on your own there, buddy.
But not even that, just you need the money to do it. And we will never have that kind of money to say, let's risk our lives today.
You have to care so little about your life. You have people like Bezos and Elon who have the most money in the world than anybody. You don't see them doing this?
There's a sign right there. Those guys do the craziest fucking things, and they are like,
they're not going down.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, the universe has the most hilarious opportunity to do something where this will go down in like history books.
Oh man, if this thing implodes too, it's just gonna be a trail of debris leading up to the Titanic. Like at this point, we're just building a trail to get to the Titanic of all the parts underneath.
It's like Hansel and Gretel.
Pretty much.
Oh, look, there's that one.
And at what point do we just shut it down and say, you're no longer allowed to go see the Titanic?
James Cameron already went down there. Why can't have that been the last one?
I know. Well, yeah. And like people go down all the time, but for scientific reasons.
Exactly. You already have the scientific capabilities to go down there.
Yeah. We don't need to be like urban exploring this.
Exactly.
Oh man. I just saw, I don't know why I went southern with that.
Mayan.
Oh man. I just saw a short not too long ago. No surprise.
No surprise there.
About urban exploring.
Okay.
That like these people are in a house and it's like an old abandoned house or maybe as a building or something. And this one guy grabs a stick, like a giant stick, and he touches one of the steps leading up.
Okay.
And then a fucking blade swings down from underneath, like Home Alone style, like booby trap.
No.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading about that.
Well, I mean, like no one got hurt. They knew that
it was
like
there.
They hit it on purpose to activate it. But
right.
That makes me terrified to ever explore anything abandoned.
Exactly. That's like the whole abandoned mall explorers. That you will never catch me in one of those.
Oh no. Now new fare unlocked with booby traps. But I'm more terrified of just people in general.
People are the most terrifying beings in this world.
They are. Like you and I talked about doing ghost hunts.
Just for shits and giggles.
And yeah, I mean, or maybe it could be content on here sometime.
If you want to see us going on a ghost hunt, make a comment. I like this video or this episode.
Honestly, it'd be so much fun. Just like because you don't believe in ghosts either, right?
Yes and no. I'm more leaning towards yes.
I had experiences, which that could be an episode all in itself.
You'll have to go into that one day.
I feel like there's some logical explanation behind some of that, but I don't know. I've never actually like fully have witnessed a ghost for it to be like, okay, there's something here. It's always enough gray area to where I'm like, Yeah, maybe, but I feel like there's a better explanation for this. And that's my biggest thing is when we do this, if we ever go out on a ghost hunt, my biggest thing is people being in the same location or homeless people and like very unpredictable. Like I'm not terrified about a ghost. I'm terrified about these humans being inside the building too.
That's like the Benders.
The what?
The Benders.
Like Aang?
No. The family who'd kill people, like lure them in.
Oh, I never heard about that.
Maybe that could be another episode at some point. There's a whole story that we can get into.
Is that like the Texas Chainsaw family or is that a different family?
Not entirely sure. I think it is.
If that's them, then yeah, I've heard that story then. Now I have to look it up.
I was going to say you should just look it up.
What do I even look? Because now we have all those movies.
Oh, about the Benders?
No, like with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, well, I just looked up the Bloody Bender family.
Oh.
Basically, they killed at least a dozen travelers before they were discovered. They didn't know how to, like, talk, or they didn't speak any language. Like, they didn't know any language, so they just, like, grunted around.
Okay.
I guess, like Neanderthals.
Okay.
And so I guess they would just go around and start killing people. This is like that one Supernatural episode, actually. And I'm pretty sure this is where they got it from.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Just base it off of real life terror.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so apparently, like, oh, Ed Gein. Ed Gein. That's where it was originated from. Okay, so it wasn't the same family. Anytime I watch these videos and you see like these ghost stuff, it's like that ghost can't hurt you. Those are not the problem.
This is fake.
Like my biggest thing with like ghosts is why do they always come out at night? Why is it the nighttime?
Because that's when everybody's sleeping and that's when they can party.
Oh, so ghosts are nocturnal.
Yes.
Like raccoons.
Yes.
I would love to see a ghost. I would love to capture a ghost.
Oh, same. Imagine the money we could make off that.
You'd have to prove it's real though. That's the problem.
That's true.
With all the fake stuff out there. Like, well, not all of it. With every single piece of fake media out there.
A lot of fake stuff out there, yeah.
It was one of those things of if there's any real stuff in there, it's so muddied with all the fake stuff that you think it's fake too.
Yeah. But didn't the government come out with saying like aliens are real? Do you remember that?
No. They came out and acknowledged that there are things they don't know flying in the sky.
Okay. The reason I bring that up is because somebody in North Carolina found a object that just fell from the sky as he was like maintaining like these grounds as his job. Like he's supposed to like make sure everything's like mowed and like landscaped nicely. He found this really weird object and I don't know, you tell me what this looks like. Because everybody is saying like this is alien material.
I mean, looking at the phrase, that looks like a carbon fiber.
Right, yeah, it's carbon fiber, but from where? Your silence tells me everything. But yeah, now like everyone's like trying to figure out what this thing is.
What, just like some like secret government airplane project or something?
Probably. And that one F-15 that went missing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is like it could just be a standard part off of a Boeing.
Probably like the door from the Alaska Airlines flight.
Another one that blew off.
Pretty much.
It's just one of those things of, because with how much stuff flies in the sky, it could be apart from anything. It's really hard to tell.
Exactly. But aliens could be real.
Oh, 100% they're real.
Yeah, they are. There's absolutely no way that we're alone here.
Not one bit. No, I'm not saying like they're maybe not as intelligent. There could just be a bunch of like animals living on planets or something.
Right.
That's still an alien. Like an alien doesn't have to build a spaceship and fly around.
Exactly.
It's absolutely crazy. Like, do I think there's also much smarter beings out there? Yes, 100%. I don't know. I feel like we're getting so close to them just saying like, yes, there are aliens, but we're not there yet.
We just have to poke at them a little more. Oh, imagine if we get a Gen Z president. I can assure you that day one, they're going to be like, yeah, there's aliens, and then there's this, and then there's this. You guys have thought everything wrong. This is all the secrets that we have.
Oh, man, is this why all of our candidates are old as fuck now?
Probably.
Oh, man, I'm just now putting this together. They don't want there to be a young person.
This is why they want it. They want everybody to have dementia at this point.
Young people are going to go on TikTok day one showing you behind the scenes at the Oval Office.
Everything. We don't need January 6th anymore.
Yeah. It's like, oh, here's the alien Fred.
Yeah, say hi, Fred. Bleep bloop.
I was just about to say bleep. That makes sense. This is why we need old fucks in the office, because they don't know how to use the technology to
Exactly.
instead of like having this Trump guy who just rambles on Twitter and then makes his own social media, get a kid in there who knows how to use all this stuff. You're gonna have a president who uses Reddit and like live streams.
Just Reddit, 4chan, all these things.
Hey, the president's streaming tonight doing a meme review.
I was just gonna say that. What if he's streaming on Twitch?
Hey, thanks for the bit.
But imagine if we were on a hike and found something like this. Like, you remember the Forest Fen treasure thing? Like, what if we found that?
Oh, yeah. Imagine just stumbling across something but not realizing what it was.
Exactly. I kind of want that to happen.
It'd be very nice. But that's the case with it, like going on a hike and maybe running into a bear. That's a possibility.
With our luck, that's gonna happen.
Oh, please, no, I don't. I'm not ready for that. But this the submersible.
Yeah, I forgot that was the whole basis of this entire thing.
I wish I knew the tangent line to get to presidents being young. Would you ever do any submarine at all?
Fuck no.
Not even like, what's the most minimum depth you would do?
Probably go in like one of those cages that are like completely sealed off to go look at sharks. That's about it.
Okay, so you wouldn't get into any device.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Did you see that movie? It's like 20,000 Leagues or something?
I read the book. I never knew there was a movie.
It's about those two girls who are in the Shark Tank, like you're talking about. Maybe it's a different movie that I'm talking about. 47 meters down, that's what it's called.
That's it, yeah.
And ever since I never saw the movie, but watching the trailer, you bring it up, oh, I would do that. I used to want to do that until that movie trailer. I'm like, fuck that. I'm never going into the water.
This is why I will never watch the movie until after I do it.
The water is just scary. We don't belong in the water.
Have you seen videos of like those North Sea, deep sea videos on TikTok or shorts?
Yeah, just how bad the ocean waves are.
And like how giant they are.
No, thank you.
I kind of want to do the whole Antarctica thing though. That seems fun.
What Antarctica thing?
You can take a cruise ship from South America to Antarctica and hang out there for like a few days. The only thing is the Drake Passage is very violent.
Oh, nice. Just a one little minor inconvenience, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We might get taken over by pirates.
Violent being with like waves.
Oh, okay.
There have been stories of like how giant the waves are. It causes like electrical shortages on the ship. Like it all shakes and rocks the boat.
No, thank you. Nope. I'm already out.
I know you wouldn't want to do that. You are scared of water. You're scared of heights. You just like being grounded.
Yes. I want to be comfortably on the earth that I was born on. I was not born with gills. I am not going in the water.
But that was like with me skydiving that one time. Everybody went to like 14,000 feet. I'm like, you know what? I only have the money to do this once. Fuck it. I'm going to go the highest maximum altitude that you could possibly take me.
You took YOLO to the whole next level.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I mean, even with skydiving, like, I feel like that's secure enough that I could do that.
Yeah, because you're strapped onto somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, but it's just overcoming that fear of being very high and falling towards the earth.
He let me control it. I'm like, this guy really trusts me to do the right thing right now. I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna die.
What does this one do? No, don't touch that one.
Don't pull it.
I don't know. It's just all those stories of people on cruise ships and falling overboard and then never being found again.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I will never go on a cruise. No, thank you.
You just said you wanted to go on a cruise.
That's different. That is more, there's safety measures involved.
Are there safety measures? It doesn't sound like it.
I don't know. That just seems fun.
Is there a way that we could just get to the Antarctica? Antarctic?
Antarctica? The Antarctic?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Without a boat.
Planes?
There you go.
Except there has been one that crashed into a mountain on Antarctica, and...
That's true.
You've heard about that one, right?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Air New Zealand, I believe it was, did Antarctic cruises. Or not cruises, but like flights. And they'll just take you around Antarctica. Like overhead, you just do like a quick air tour of it. But on this one, flight, it was apparently like so stormy, I want to say. I don't know exactly like what happened off the top of my head, but apparently there was whiteout, so you couldn't see like anything in front of you. They crashed into the mountain, and there was like a whole recovery effort that took months, obviously, because it was Antarctica and there's only like a certain time frame you can go there and safely recover people.
Yeah.
After seeing that, I was like, nah. I would rather be on Earth, even if that's a boat. At least I'm on Earth and not in the air.
True. My biggest thing is imagine it breaks down and now you're without power in the middle of the ocean with no land around.
That's true.
Now stuck on board with like a ton of strangers.
That's how you make friends.
Or find your dinner whenever you run out of food.
Yes. Oh, I really hate that guy. He'd be delicious.
All right, where's Bob from cabin number 5? He was a dick. I'm hungry. Would you ever eat a human if you had to?
No.
Even if it came down to like, this is your only food and there's nothing else?
I'd rather die.
Wow.
I mean, eating a human, you're basically eating raw meat unless you can find a way to cook it, right?
That's what I mean. Like, given this, like, if you can make a fire, cook the meat and all that stuff.
Cook the meat?
I'm not saying like you're just ripping into like a zombie.
Probably not.
I would.
Remind me to stay away from you in an apocalypse.
Given the situation, if there was literally nothing else, like no fish or anything, like...
So, if we were together, if we were the last 2 people on Earth, you would eat me.
No. In that situation, then no.
What about the last 5 people on Earth?
You'd make it to the final 2.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like whenever you're in a situation where you need food, that's the way to do it.
I guess.
If there's like literally nothing else and like if we don't eat, we're dead. Someone has to go.
But then you'll die like very shortly afterwards.
Maybe.
You eat the last person alive.
No, I'm not saying like last person ever thing. Like
Oh.
just in a scenario where
you have to eat people.
Yeah.
Okay. I can imagine with your luck though, you'd eat somebody who has like a shit ton of diseases and you'd just get sick and die.
I thought about that as well. Like that, I'm not putting it past you that is my luck. Well, somehow we managed to start and end the episode with very grim.
We started the episode on death and we ended the episode on death.
We've done it every single episode.
This should be called the Full Circle Podcast because somehow we just managed to relate everything to the very beginning of what we talk about.
I don't know how we do it. Wow, that episode flew by.
Yeah, really.
Well, it's that time to call it quits.
Call it quits.
For this week, we will be back next week. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe on all the socials, do all the things that you do on social media. Go follow every social we have at Intersint Pod. And we have a link tree that I think is also in this description of this episode.
If it's not, it should be.
Yeah. I think that's my responsibility, so it might not be. So check. It might be there now. But yeah, we'll see you next week.
Bye.